How do you then react then as a businessman or anybody else when a guy on the other side of the desk leans over, spits in your eye, and says, go ahead, I dare you?
Well, I think that the country is witnessing something right now that I don't think in our entire history we've ever looked at, in a constitutional crisis where the executive, and I don't care what party he represents, but whenever our chief executive officer, whenever our president of the United States overreaches so egregiously the powers that he has and says to the Congress, you are no longer relevant, you are no longer important. I watched him do it in the State of the Union last year, and what was more surprising and sickening than anything else is that half of the people on the other side of the aisle stood up and cheered that. He said, you just were cheering for a man who told you, you don't count, you don't matter, you're irrelevant to me. It's absolutely astounding what's going on right now for this president to push that issue and say this is the time we have to do it. Now, I'm going to tell you right now it's hypothetical. I want to wait until I see what he does, and we will wait as a party to see what he does, and then we will react to whatever it is. But I think that right now, in the history of our country, we've never had such an internal crisis as we've had, not since the mid-1800s, of what we're going through right now. Why would this president choose this issue and cause a constitutional crisis? I would really suggest to him. There's a book out that I read years ago. It was really a turning point in my life. It's by Pastor Rick Warren, and it's called The Purpose-Driven Life. But it starts off, the very first words, it's not about me. This is a president who everything is about him. It's about his legacy or what he's going to say is his legacy. I would hate to see him go down in history, or maybe he wants to go down in history, is the guy who tore America apart. 6 years of watching this man operate is absolutely, to me, it's egregious. And I think as the people, not just as a Republican Party, and the American people need to stand up and be heard right now. This is not about immigration. This is about an overreach by a president who has said consistently that he's not a king, I'm not an emperor, I can't just change the law, I've got to work through the Constitution. He has upset not only people in my party, but the citizens of this country by leapfrogging what has been put in place very carefully by a lot of people. And 1.4 million men in uniform have died to make sure that we have this Constitution protected. They took that oath. We take that oath when we come into office. Here's the president. Apparently, the oath doesn't mean anything. The oth of office to him is insignificant because what he's going to do is horrible.